Would you like to let go, to move on, and to take back your power? Hi, my name is Alexandra Gold, and I am a woman on purpose. I'm an author, a poet, and the creator of the Golden Compass system, which helps women from all over the world become spiritually full, financially free, and confidently unstoppable. If you're here for the free training, I would like to share with you the secrets that took me from being a single mum who just had a brain tumour, living on benefits, to becoming a powerful, useful, worthy woman, taking my place in the world. I will share with you the secrets that I've used, the powers, the insights that I've had to employ and embody in order to get where I am today. And I thank you for taking the time to actually spend some time on this journey with me. The processes that I am going to share with you today are really simple to employ if you practice them. And the Golden Compass system that I teach is based on 3 levels. It's about creating a foundation, a solid foundation, a safe foundation, a sanctuary that you can live from and you can work from in order to grow and to learn and to expand not only your joy but your horizons. Because I believe that if we all stand in our power as women, if we all do the best we can, and if we're all happy, safe and comfortable where we are, then we can unite in one voice. We can unite against the greed, the war and oppression that is in our world today. But firstly, this training is about you. Training is about where you are now. And I want to share with you that life is never perfect. I am always learning. But by employing these simple techniques, these simple practices, they become a part of me. And every time I let go of something, I leave a space for something else much better to come in. And that's what I want to share with you today. The first thing I'm going to teach you is about letting go. Now, we all have limiting beliefs. We all have those. Even I still have those. I have those fears that come up. I have the shame, the guilt, all of those nasty, horrible feelings that come from maybe not doing as well as you could have done, making mistakes, being told things, being shown things, being exposed to things that perhaps you should never have been exposed to. And I think we all have had some of that to some extent. So my first thing is to say to you, you're not alone. No woman on this earth has had it really easy. There will always be those parts of us that we feel shame, guilt, remorse for. So my first lesson for you, this first insight, is to get yourself a bin. I have one. It's not a physical bin, but it's a bin that I use to put all of those things, those limiting beliefs that are just unhelpful. I put them in there in my mind. These are the things that perhaps hold you back on a daily basis, that you've created in your mind. The small things, but the disempowering things. I'm not good enough. Nobody loves me. I can't do this. I won't. I can't. These things have to go in the bin. The bin of negativity, the bullshit bin. They need to go in there every single day. And it becomes a practice. And the more you practice getting rid of them, putting those limiting beliefs in the bin, the more room there is for positive beliefs, for all the good things to come in. And you'll see as you practice over time that you physically make the choice to put those negative beliefs into the bin, and then the space appears for the positivity to come right back in that space and fill it up. That comes with practice. I also know that some of us have been exposed to things that are far worse than any of us can imagine. And I also have a process for that. I call that the sacred vault. For some of us, they have shaped who we are today. Some of the negative, horrible emotions that we go through and we relive, that trauma, it's just stifling and it stops us in our tracks. And I've had the fears of that excessive trauma. And I want to share with you my way of processing that. The sacred vault is for all those things that have helped shape your life. They're not necessarily nice things. In fact, some of them can be purely horrific. But they're things that you can't just put in a bin. They've changed you somewhat. They've formed a place in your soul that it just is a part of you now. But you can deal with them. You can let go and you can move on. The sacred vault is especially for those who have been through such traumatic experiences. And I like to think of them like a piece of unworn jewellery. It's valuable, but you never want to wear it. I'm sure most of us have had a piece of jewellery that is worth something, but you couldn't possibly wear it. It's either out of fashion, not your style, or maybe it's just too expensive to wear and you have nowhere to wear it in your life. You go and you put that expensive piece of jewellery in a bank vault. I know that if you can do that with your trauma, if you can lock up and keep safe that sacred vault, then you know that it's always there. It is precious because it has helped form who you are today, and there's no way of going back. But you needn't open it. You needn't open it, it's there, and you need not ever look at it again. It's helped shape you, it's helped form you, it's helped who you have become today, but you don't have to live with it. The next insight I have to share with you is about moving on. Moving on is quite hard for some people. I know it was for me. But the one thing that I have learnt in hindsight is that moving on requires you taking responsibility. I know that for some that can seem really, really difficult. But the way I see it is if you take responsibility, that's the first step in taking back your power. And the way I see taking responsibility is to see whether you've got challenges or whether you've got something that you need to learn or to do, or you want to learn or to do. And accepting that nobody else is going to do that for you. If you want something, you need to take responsibility for that. I like to think of it as taking hold of something and gaining a sense of achievement. Because if I take responsibility for something, if I take control of a situation, and if it's mine to take control of, I know that once I've achieved it, I will have moved forward. And these lessons of moving on and taking back our power are all leading in to one another. So if you have responsibility for something that you desire, for something that you need to do, or for creating that solid foundation that you need, then you need to take responsibility for it. And when I talk about taking back your power, I do it in a sense that when you've achieved something, when you've taken responsibility for something, when you've moved forward in kindness and compassionate action, and then you've achieved what you set out to achieve, you can look back and see that you've moved forward. And then when you realise that the power and the sense of power and purpose that you get, that gives you momentum. So the third lesson, teaching, insight that I want to share with you is about taking back that power and putting all three of these in context, going back to the beginning. Because remember, it's all about laying a foundation, practicing all those things that you need to practice, and then embodying them so that you can feel incredibly powerful in your own skin again. So what I want you to do is take one thing that is your responsibility, one thing that you know that you'll feel better when it's completed, and just do it. It can be as small as opening your bank balance and taking control of that. It can be taking control of something completely different, something much larger. Do you have something that you really wanted to do, but you've been a bit too scared to actually make that first phone call, that first acceptance? Whatever it is, take one action and do it. But I don't want you to just do it and then forget about it. I want you to do it and then live, really breathe the sense of accomplishment and congratulate yourself when you've achieved it. I want you to embody that. Give that sense and rest in your heart and in your core so that you can feel the power derived from taking action. When things come up for you, when those limiting beliefs come up, throw them in the bin. You have to, and you will come against this time and time again. Life is about stepping through fear if you really want to get everything that you desire. If you really want to give back to the world. If you really want to share yourself openly, fully, as a woman on purpose. I hope you've enjoyed this training, and if you have, I'd love it if you leave a comment for us below. And if you know of anybody else that could benefit from this, please pass it on to them. It's for everybody, not necessarily women either. In the next lesson, we talk about transformation, unmasking, and shining your light. And that's more about self-confidence. So if that's what you're needing, then look out for the training in the next couple of days. But in the meantime, I want you to go away and take that one action, just that one step about something that's been niggling you and holding you back for a while. And I want you to sit with the accomplishment once you've achieved it and just let it rest. And if you want to, you can share with us what it is. You don't have to share with us exactly, because usually these things are a bit personal or private. But do let us know. Just say, I did it, and it feels good. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm Alexandra Gold, and I am a woman on purpose. Be gold.